And I'm going to introduce you to my view of digital payments in the next 5 years. In fact, probably even faster than that. And I will share that as a board member of the Camino Network Foundation. I am the founder of my own startup. I used to work for a crypto exchange in the last 4 years, and I've been working with KPMG on the advisory side of blockchain in the last 7-8 years. So I have seen the space for some time, and I think I have a quite good feeling of when will the next big adoption happen, because we've seen now 2 cycles. I think the third one is here to come, and payments are going to be very important for that cycle. Before we look into why stablecoins are going to boom, I do want to share with you also why is it actually not working as good today, right? And so we all know what are the common forms of payment today on the retail side, which is cash and credit cards. So any user, any end customer usually uses one of those 2. There has been some innovation like PayPal, etc., but these 2 are prevalent for now. When it is about business-to-business payments, it is largely banking rails. So it is banks paying banks on the account of customers. And what is new to come is what we call stablecoins or blockchain-based payment and settlement stablecoins, CBDCs. You find different ways for this. So I looked into what are actually the benefits of each of those 4 types of payment, and I put them on 5 attributes: the safety of how easy and safe it is to store them, the transfer time, the transfer cost, how hard is it to exchange currencies amongst each other, and how well do these currencies or forms of payment serve as banking collateral. And you will very quickly see that cash, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, is the least effective, of course. Credit cards and bank transfers do pretty well, but stablecoins outperform bank transfers, and they outperform particularly on 2 sides: transfer cost and speed, as well as the exchange of currencies with each other. So looking at this, why do they outperform? Let's look at how it works today. And we have you and your bank, and you want to pay a business partner, in this case, a hotel partner. What is actually happening on the banking side the second that you type in your transfers into the SAP system or you call your CFO to make a transfer? Your bank usually has to do a first choice, which is, do I have the right currency to transfer this money, or do I need to exchange currency first, right? So say if your business partner is in Zimbabwe and you are in Greece, then you probably have euro. The Zimbabwe bank is likely not going to accept anything like euro. They probably want a US dollar. So your bank needs to exchange to US dollar first. Your bank also has very likely no direct connections with your business partner. And if Zimbabwe is too odd, just take Brazil, take Indonesia, take Thailand, right? There's plenty of tourist destinations where we need cross-border payments. So your bank is likely going to interact with another bank that knows the other bank. We call these correspondent banks. And these correspondent banks all talk to your bank and to the future bank over a system called SWIFT. So you exchange your money, euro, into US dollar. US dollar is being transferred through correspondent banks, and the bank of your partner is actually receiving this in US dollars and then needs to exchange it to, for example, Thai baht or whatever currency it is, again, locally. Tremendously inefficient system. Takes about 1 to 3 days on a good day. If there is any questions, if there's any issue with the names or the KYC, etc., add another 2 weeks to this, right? Obviously, we're lucky here in Europe where this can happen much faster because usually banks have a one-to-one relationship. But with the UK, etc., we're already very close to a T+1 settlement at least. So the system is not great. And there's a party in here that I've highlighted, SWIFT, the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Most of you only know because they issue what is called the BIC that you have to enter when you do a transfer. But SWIFT is something that is very familiar to the people in travel. It's a centralized payment network for banks and financial service providers. It's owned by a consortium, and it actually prints substantial revenues and, in fact, $50 million of profit a year. So for you in travel, this probably sounds very familiar. For me, it sounds familiar to a famous artist. But the Amadeus network is nothing different to this, right? It's a centralized system created by a consortium, now owned publicly, and it prints substantial revenues because it facilitates all the trade between all of you. How does that look different when we go into stablecoins? Well, quite easy. It's one-to-one connections from here on. So you send money directly to your business partner's wallet with the transfer without any intermediaries through a network like Camino. If there is the need for FX transfer, there is automated exchanges, very standard in the crypto world already. You send money to a wallet there, it automatically exchanges it, and it sends it either to you or to your business partner. So it is heavily automated, it is much faster, and it's one-to-one relationships. And that is why the use of a central party is no longer needed here, because you directly communicate and you directly act on any type of transfer and change you need to do. So this is nice in dreams. In fact, it happens already. You can see here the adoption of stablecoins compared to other means of payment. You see that stablecoins were inexistent in 2016. Bitcoin, PayPal, remittances were all here. Note, it's a logarithmic scale. 2019, we suddenly see an explosion of stablecoin within 2 years. And that was largely driven by retail interest. So retailers started to want to trade cryptocurrencies, buy products, or exchange products in stablecoin. We are now rivaling in stablecoins the Visa network, and we have already surpassed remittances, global remittances. That is countries being financed by global remittances, and we've surpassed that already. My argument for today will be this little hook of 2 years is about to happen again. And the reason I think so is, while the first hook was retail payments, the next hook is corporate payments, and that is interbanking between intercorporates between you and your entities, as well as obviously you paying suppliers, you paying service providers, and you getting paid in stablecoins. So this is the next hook, and my argument is it's going to be in the next 2 to 3 years. There's plenty of you doing it already. Anke said it. Talk to the guys in the room. We got MasterCard here. We got PayPal here today. We have Sleep.io here. All of these guys already accept crypto as payments, help you to buy stablecoins, as well as interact or settle their own bills with crypto payments, with stablecoins, PayPal particularly. So put yourself in these shoes. What would you do if you were to receive and settle your funds in stablecoins? When you receive money within 30 seconds instead of 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, what would you do with this money? If you could exchange it directly without the need to go around, run to your broker, get the CFO crazy for what's the best rate and in what country, when you repatriate funds, for example. If you could invest idle cash into money market funds, even just for half a day, in Switzerland, in Hong Kong, where I'm located, we already have tokenized securities and tokenized money market funds. So you can invest within minutes, and you pull it out within minutes. And last but not least, you're not going to do this. Don't worry. You don't need to sit there, write emails, call your bankers as you do today. This is happening non-manually. This is happening automated. So last year I said, AI is going to pay in crypto. This is what a smart system is going to do for you. This is what an AI system would do, because it's the most efficient way to pay, it is the most cash-generating way to pay, and it protects your cash flows, and it generates yields. Now, what does Camino do in all this? Camino is your leverage. The Camino system is your access into stablecoin payments. It's your access into settlement with business partners and or end customers to receive funds in stablecoins. Some people say, well, don't cross the bridge when you get there, right? Still 5 years out. Some of you might have seen that coming with the WeChat payments. That was trouble, right? How many of you accept WeChat today? How many ran after WeChat? Some of you, the very early ones, probably saw that with the online shops. So yeah, you can cross that bridge when you get there. But I'm telling you today, that bridge is in the next 2 years. From here till 2027, the next hook is happening. There is legal stablecoins out there, there's CBDCs out there, there's regulated euros, dollars, Hong Kong dollars, Thai bahts out there that you can use for payments with your business partners, and they will start using it. So how do you accept it? Camino is how you're going to accept it. And as Tommy said this morning, make it happen. Cross that bridge now. That was me. Muchas gracias. And I'm happy to talk about any of my thoughts.